What?
Show me how it's done.
No, I saw it already. I saw it. Oh, it's all about the Jashingang.
Yeah, rough chop. Right.
Oh, I'm better than I thought.
Hey guys, this is In from SNU Buddy, and welcome to another episode of Dining Buddy. Today, we have a very special guest with us, and without further ado, I give to you Marc Tuazon. Welcome.
Hi. I'm Mark. I go to the University of Warwick in the UK, and I major in international relations. Nice to meet you all.
All right, so can you tell us a little about the dish that we're gonna cook up today?
No worries. So anyways, why do I say anyways? No, but why do I say anyways? I'm sorry. All right. All right.
So, can you explain the dish that we're gonna cook today?
Yeah, so today we're going to be making adobo, which is can be usually made with either chicken or pork, but today we're going to do it with chicken. It's probably like the quintessential Filipino dish. Like if you're Filipino or have encountered Filipino cuisine, you probably had it about a million times. I know I have. And the best way I can probably explain it is it's usually meat that's stewed with vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, and also can be with onions and potatoes as well.
And a lot of herbs, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Right, so if you're ready, we should get right into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah? All right, let's go. So, here are the ingredients for today. Of course, our main ingredient, the chicken for the adobo. Here's some garlic. Here is soy sauce and vinegar, as well as peppercorns and bay leaves. And that's basically it. So this is probably like the most simple recipe that I've ever seen. Right, so the first step, we're gonna crush the garlics. Well, to be precise, you're gonna crush the garlics.
Why?
You ready?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, usually at home my mum uses the coffee jar, but I guess we can't use that here, but you just do this.
I see you're very confident in this.
It's all about the Jashingang. you just gotta boom.
Spoken like a true Korean.
Yeah, pali.
There we go.
See, look at that. They're gonna speed this up in editing, right? See, they'll be like, yeah. And then, I like to see you're not doing anything here. You're not contributing to the process.
Exactly. I'm a freeloader.
He actually just wanted me to make him lunch. That's what he wanted. It's an absolute joke.
That's what I wanted. Okay. That's literally all we're gonna do for cutting.
This is going to be edited out in post, right? The noises.
It's spitting.
Yeah, it's spitting, yeah.
It's okay, we can do it. I'm not scared.
You can do it. How should we spell?
I'm not scared. I'm scared. What's the hell? Alright. I think now, in with the garlic. Can you give me some peppercorns?
How many? Well,
Like half a handful?
or half a handful?
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
All right, just straight in. Peppercorns in. And then in goes the soy sauce. We don't have rice either.
I'm sure you can just get some in the convenience store, no?
That's probably what we're gonna do.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Can you give me the water?
Looks like he's been doing this all his life. Yeah.
들어가? All right, well, there it is, adobo. What do you think?
I mean, it looks good. It looks like the stuff I see my parents make back home, so...
Can't guarantee the taste though, but
you can't beat your mum's cooking.
That's true.
That's really good.
I'll always be inferior to that. Well, you wanna dig in?
You first. No, you try it. You
Guess
try it.
first, guess first.
Oh, I thought I could get away with it, no? Okay. Try a bit. I mean, it looks good. It looks cooked at least.
Yeah, well, make sure of that.
That's important with chicken.
Verdict? Yeah? Well, I think it's pretty obvious that you grew up in a really Filipino household, right?
Yeah.
Like you're pretty like you're still in contact with the Filipino culture, even though you were in the UK.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I made sort of more of an effort when I was older, especially more like recent years, to really stay in touch and learn more about my Filipino culture and background, because sort of being in that position where you're born and raised in England and Oxford in my case, and you sound British, you feel like your mindset, the way your certain attitudes are very sort of Western and British, but the way you look, the language, like the culture, the food you eat, I still very much remain Filipino. And I think the first way, sort of the gateway to that was through food. I've had not just adobo, like all the quintessential stuff, sinigang, tinola, longanisa, all the pancit, all the sort of staples many times. And I feel sort of more in touch now with my Filipino side. I would say probably when I introduce myself to people, I would probably lead with the fact that I am from the Philippines as opposed to that I'm from England. I mean, just from the way I sound though, 5 seconds in, I can tell I'm from England, but it's sort of a weird mixture in my head. But
And how easy or difficult was it for you to really not lose your identity as a Filipino? Because you were born and raised there, right?
I was born and raised in Oxford, yeah. So I've lived there my entire life. It became, initially, I wasn't very sort of in contact with, I would say, that side. I think the main obvious reason was probably the language barrier. I was my parents would tell me stories about how I insisted on like learning or getting to know English first because we were in England. It sounds like a very logical thing for like a 5-year-old to say, but as I grew older, especially to sort of stay in contact with my grandparents, but it gets more complicated from there because they only speak the the respective dialect of where they come from, Kapampangan, which is sort of another level to that, which I sort of made a more concerted effort as a result to try and learn Tagalog, try and at least sort of communicate to a decent level and understand them, so be better connected with my family.
I see. Very interesting. I mean, obviously you mentioned that you wanted to experience new things and stuff, but I mean, I know you were already familiar with Korea and sort of like the language and Korean culture before you came here, but
sure.
Obviously actually being here has to be completely different.
Oh yeah.
There are so many little details that aren't actually depicted in any of those K-dramas or K-pop or anything like that.
Yeah.
So what were some examples that you really thought were shocking, maybe, like some things that came across as like maybe culture shock, so to say?
Sure. Yeah, I definitely noticed it's all in the small things. I wouldn't say there was something like glaringly obvious, but I think just in conversing with Korean students or like Korean buddies, I think it's different for you because your experience living in the Philippines and Germany. I think your sort of attitude, your mindset, your humor is much more sort of akin to mine, and that's also I think another reason why we get on so well. But yeah, I think there are a few instances I've seen where I've had to sort of actually be more sort of self-aware and conscious about what I could say, because especially there's a different sort of mindset in terms of the attitudes to certain like social topics, or sometimes being the fact that English isn't necessarily given as a first language here, so I have to be sort of more mindful of like this word can be sort of misconstrued as another thing, and it could land me in like a bit of sort of trouble or at least embarrassment, and I would never, of course, want to do that or like insult anyone. So it's just. Well,
what are some of the parts that you found really great about Korea? Like some aspects that you were like, oh, this is actually better than I expected it would be.
That's a good question. Well, I think the first thing that hit me was the food and and more also like the price of everything. So back in the UK.
Really, price?
Yeah,
like eating out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, basically, I was just sort of a bit taken aback by how sort of normal it is just to not really cook at all at home. I mean, it's a dream for me, but going out say, oh, you want samgyeopsal or malatang or whatever it is, it's always something. Trying something new each day. I mean, the sanak tea was really funny.
Live octopus, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're really clingy, but it's actually like it was one of those things I just wanted to try, push myself out that comfort zone. Having like also things like ketang, that was that was.
You tried ketang?
Yeah, I mean, I was just
adventurous.
You know me.
Yeah. Last question, and I think we might want to wrap it up.
Sure.
What is the one thing that you absolutely want to experience or do before you leave Korea? Something that you haven't done yet, but something that you really absolutely want to do in the future.
That's a really good question, and I'm gonna try and think about this because there are a couple.
Face the camera,
bro. There are a couple. Okay, sorry. Well, I mean, this is sort of to fulfill my sort of K-pop stan side, but I wanted, depending on sort of one thing was like with COVID rules, depending, as like going to like a K-pop concert or at least like Inkigayo, like Music Bank, one of those stages. That would be like. Just something I wanted to try at least once. Wow. If there was another thing that I really wanted to do before I go, relative to Korea, because there's just there's so many things in my head. It's hard to decide.
I understand. But you mentioned like music concert or something like that. Who in particular do you really want to see live?
Oh gosh. I mean, the thing is, I follow many groups, so honestly, I'd be really happy with like.
But if you had to, to just pick one, just one.
Right now?
Tough choice, I
I think for nostalgia's sake, I'd probably say Blackpink because that was like the first group
okay.
that kind of got me into this. But
Right, so that's it for today. Mark, thank you so much for coming on today. I hope you enjoyed your time.
it's been a great time, honestly. Thank you for having me. Everyone's been really like welcoming, so like it's a pleasure to be here.
Our pleasure, and thanks for introducing us this quite delicious dish, actually. Like we didn't get to really eat much because we had to talk, but we're gonna definitely finish this. Don't
It'll
worry.
all be gone. in like
It'll all
5
be gone,
minutes.
yeah. So yeah, hey, thank you again, and that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this show, and I hope to see you soon, very soon, in another episode of Dining Buddy. Goodbye.
Bye. So we're going to be making pork adobo. It is
Chicken.
Oh shit. Is it chicken?